What's up? Good to see everybody again. Um, Working the kinks out of this a little bit, so you'll have to bear with me while I figure out what the hell I'm doing again. I'm a little bit rusty. I also got walking pneumonia in January, and I lost my voice, and I've been fighting it for 3 months now, roughly. Yeah, and been growing this out a little while. Thinking about growing it out a little more, and then I might trim it back. I don't know. I kind of like it. I got past the itchy phase, and I kind of like it now. Been taking care of it, oiling it all the time. How's everybody been? No, it's so quiet. Been good. How's your pup? Okay, so here's the deal, and this is, I guess I should tell you guys um, what happened. So October, I want to say, yeah, it was October. Um, I went through a breakup. I was living with the girl. She had an 8-year-old son. We had 2 dogs. Had my little family, and it didn't work out. And it definitely did not work out in my favor. And I was gonna try and get on my feet out there, and decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm moving. I'm going closer to home. And I meant to move to Wyoming. I did move to Wyoming for a few weeks, and then got a really good job offer here, and ended up here. But I'll tell you what, the one of the toughest parts, losing the family sucks. Losing the kid and I weren't super close, but like I tried, just different interests, but it still sucked. Like I lost my family, and then I had to leave my dog. Now I work. I was gonna get the dog back because I can have him here, um, but I work 70 hours a week, 65, 70 hours a week. So where is here now? Well, not Denver, Northern Colorado. But yeah, I had to leave the dog, and she's already got some new squeeze, and just went through the life changes. Had to adjust to being completely alone, which I haven't been. I kind of jumped from one relationship to the next. In my last 2 relationships, I had one that was almost 11 years, and then kind of fell right into the next one. Was in that one for over 3 years. So, but I'll tell you what, after the first couple weeks, uh, the isolation isn't really isolation anymore. It kind of feels good. I can just do whatever I want. It's my space. If I get lazy and don't want to clean up, I don't have to clean up. I'll clean tomorrow. If I don't want to make the bed this morning, I don't make the bed this morning. It's it's got its ups and downs. It does get a little lonely. And yes, leaving the dog behind fucking sucked. And it was brutal, but uh oh, okay, so we planned on me getting the dog. And she has told me if I can make it work, she'll give me my dog back. But working 70 hours a week, I'm out of the house at 3:30 every morning, to the gym at 4, back at the house at about 5:30 for just a few minutes to shower and eat a quick breakfast on my way out the door. And then I don't get back until 6 o'clock p.m. So I'm gone, the better part of 15 hours a day. So he's got another dog, he's got a kid, he's got a good owner, and I just can't take him away from that. it sucks. It sucks for me. You know, the selfish part of me, I want my dog back. But you got to do what's best for the animal, you know, and I'm a firm believer in that. Um, so yeah, had to make the decision and just kind of let it happen. Seeing her hooking up with somebody else is kind of tough though. That one sucked. That was I like was okay with the breakup after a while, and then we were like friends. We were still talking. We were pretty close, and then she got this new squeeze, and it was like, now she doesn't really talk to me. So it kind of sucked, but honestly, I'm getting there. I feel more internally angry, just because I feel like I've done something wrong. Maybe I did. Um, but it's probably more a reflection of her and how she's feeling. And I don't know. People are complicated. Emotions are complicated. Relationships are complicated. This is simple now. Um, so what do you guys want to do? I was thinking about watching a couple new videos that I haven't seen yet. It's not going to be quite as cool as doing like the edited reaction because you won't be able to see the music video. Let's see what type of work to set down. So I'm working in the oil fields. I do oil pad construction. I oversee the quality of welds and pipes and fittings and all sorts of crazy stuff. I have to map everything out. I have to give everything a number, transfer it to the computer. I'm a glorified babysitter, but I make good money. So, and I'm using that money to put into this. I've got a few projects going on. Have you done the 1 million sub? No, I never did get a chance to watch that before I left. We can watch. I can watch that one. Like I was saying too, it's not going to be as cool without the video up there. You're not going to get the high definition audio, but I feel like it'd be okay. Let's take a look. See. Hi, Bell. 10-4. I got you. That's what with regular construction. You live in Alabama, right? Did I remember that? Yeah, I'm pulling YouTube up right now. Fantastic to see. I just bought a webcam as well for this, so I can actually put my webcam here and talk to you while I'm doing this, and it's not so disconnected and crazy. I can actually multitask and see what's going on and read the chats, and I'm setting up. We're getting the system. So give me few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I should be kind of back in the swing of things. I'd like to start doing one reaction a week again. And my time is so limited, and I really appreciate everybody bearing with that. Also, if you're on here and you reached out, or if you're watching this later and you reached out, I saw so many people reach out, and I haven't gotten to get back to everybody, but it really meant a lot, that many people remembered who I was. Probably tell you how to dual screen. I'm on my phone right now. I don't know if I can. Can I pull that up on my computer while I'm recording over here? I'm on YouTube. Am I gonna fuck this up? I'm probably gonna push the wrong button and like screw everything up. Hold on. View your channel. Live. View your channel. Oh, no, we don't want that. I think I've got somebody say something. I think I've got it. I think I got the chat up at least. Cool ass animal sanctuary in Keensburg if you ever time wanted something neat to do. That'd be cool. I'm sure that 1 million would be the best anyway, and I'll run and see if I can get help. Toblerone. Does that mean chocolate? I like chocolate. I've been eating a lot of dark chocolate lately. All right. I'm going to pull up this Ren 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers. So Bad Wolf and hello. I appreciate y'all coming to greet me again. It means a lot. I missed doing this. I feel a little out of place. I feel like I got to get my groove again. Like I'm a little rusty. I don't quite know what I'm doing, what I want to say, but Bad Wolf has led me in a good direction before, and he said that I should do a live, so I'm doing a live. Oh, I missed you too. I really did. I missed. I didn't have anything set up, and there were so many times I was sitting here and I was like, man, I want to get back to. I love doing my music channel. Like that's my passion. Music is my passion. Always has been. 1 million subscribers. Is it him? 1 million subscribers defining success? Yes, he is. He is. He's been super helpful, even though I've been crunched on time and haven't been able to give him my full attention. He's been super, super helpful, and has encouraged me to get back and spread the word about me coming back. And I wish I had words to express how that felt. I couldn't even find them if I tried. You guys don't know me. You know me a little bit, but you don't know me. You don't owe me anything. And having support, that much support, people reaching out months later, to just make sure I was okay, not asking for anything, not just checking up on me like, hey, I know you were going through it. Like, you good? Is everything okay? And people don't do that. Like, people don't do that very often. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All right, when Bad Wolf gets back, we'll start this thing. All 8 of us. He did say it would take a while. Said it usually takes about half hour, 45 minutes to get the party started. I brought water for the party. No beer for me today. I know. It went by fast. Lots of ups and downs, lots of weird shit. But this year's flying by, isn't it? I feel like this year is just like, phew. Why you cry? Don't cry. Okay. Are you ready? Oh no. Start from the beginning, please. Is this gonna...
Wrote something that I want to share with you, but
okay.
That I want to share.
We're doing the 1 million subscribers video. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this very well, but checking it out.
with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I want to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that
I just want, I like, you ever meet somebody and you just like instantly want to like hang out with them? Like, hey, dude, come over. Like, we're fucking friends now. Come have a beer. Like, let's share some freaking horror stories about life and just shoot the shit, you know, play some video games. Or I feel like I would love to just hang out with him for a day, and he just seems like a dude, like just regular ass dude, not a big head, not crazy, not inflated ego, just somebody you'd like to hang out with.
I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious.
I want to kind of touch on that one. You know, every person that I've ever met that has made a dramatic impact on my life, some sort of really just life-changing impact. Every single one of them has experienced immense pain. And it's interesting to me that the people that grew up in a nice house. Hi, Ashley. How are you? It's interesting to me that the people that grow up in nice families and you know, just do the run of the mill stuff, and they haven't really experienced life. Not saying anything that's wrong with that. I love that for them. You know, some days I wish that was me. You know, how I grew up, but it's almost like they don't have it in them to rip you open the same way. And I love when people realize that pain, that suffering, that the hardships of life are some of the best tools to help other people. They really are. I mean, there's no doubt about it that the more pain you endure and you can stand, the better you are, the more suited you are to pull other people out of that darkness. And I love that. I love when people realize that.
Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one.
So I've actually been thinking about getting a yin-yang tattoo, and I really like the idea, and I might customize it and do something cool with it, but I'm a huge believer in balance. In pretty much everything. Greed and self-interest versus being giving, and at surface level, you would think, chapter 1 for now, chat. Just throwing suggestions. Chapter 1 for now, chat. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I get sidetracked too. No, I really like the idea of balance in everything. And when you talk about greed and self-interest versus being giving and selfless, obviously the latter sounds like the better. But too often people get caught up in that trap of giving too much of themselves, giving until they can't give, taking pieces of what little they have left and trying to put them into other people. And that's way destructive too. So you have to balance that. I think that a certain amount of greed and self-interest can be good and healthy. Everybody's a little bit greedy. And that greed, like, take for instance, I want a nicer place. I want nicer things. I want to expand my studio. I want a bigger audience. I want to be able to, okay. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll try and get that going here in just a second. That greed drives me. It makes me want to be bigger and better and work harder. And so greed can be good. Now, if I get super greedy and I'm just, I want everything for myself, that's bad. So balance is so key.
If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
I love seeing him get emotional. Like, I love that he has so much passion in him.
Sometimes I have a tough time.
Oh, shut up, Theo. Sorry. I love that he has so much passion. There's just so much inside of that guy just waiting to get out. And even after all the stuff that he's put out, he's still just, I feel like he's got so much in there. Very rare that you get creative souls that are that just on it. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know who the hell this guy was at all. I've been on my TikTok, my music channel TikTok. A lot of people have been liking and commenting on like, if you're going to do any reactions, you should react to Red. And I think back to that, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then watching some of these, I'm like, okay, like I see. And I've heard his name just out and about now, like several times. And I'm like, hey, I know who that is. Like, he's fucking awesome. Chapters? What's chapters? Chapter 1. What in the fuck have I done? I do love Theo Von. Actually, Theo Von is the shit. We're not reacting to Theo Von right now. We'll get too deep. I'll cry. What's chapters? Also, yeah, how do I highlight saved to your channel and unlist retouch settings? Maybe if I fuck this up, I'll come right back. Super chat. No, that's chat settings. It's on Ren Makes Stuff instead of Ren Makes Music. So I'm on my phone here, and then I have my laptop here, and I do have my live video pulled up so I can see your chats right now. But I had to mute it. So it's working. It's working okay. Okay, Ren chapters. Who was it? Was it Tracy that you asked me about if I'd seen something, what project? I can't remember what it was called. I told you yesterday I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. If you're on here, let me know and I can do one of those too. We'll do a few and shoot the shit a little bit. But are you on YouTube Studio, Streamlabs, Streamlabs? I'm just on regular ass YouTube right here. I didn't start the live from Studio. Is that how you do that? Tending to watch instructional videos. Okay. I will Postmodern Jukebox. Terry, that's what it was, not Tracy. I'm sorry. I'm awful with names. Yeah, let's we can do that one too. So we'll do chapters and we'll do Postmodern Jukebox. Jukebox. Yeah. Postmodern Jukebox. She looks cute. Okay. I am a sucker for women in like 1930s looking dresses and stuff. I just die. like ruin my credit score. Chapters you may do in segments. Okay. Oh, there are. How many chapters are there? Oh my lord. Yeah, we're definitely only going to be able to do like one. Maybe I'll give you a second one at the end. 8 and they get heavy. All right. I don't know if I'm ready for heavy. Let's do it.
Hello everyone. This is the first time I've done something like this before. I wanted to write it down because there's a lot and I didn't want to miss anything. And some parts of this might be a little bit uncomfortable to listen to, but I wanted to stay as true as possible to the story, not miss anything, for the sake of people who might be going through something similar, or for the sake of people who don't, but want to help.
I don't know if I can do that without editing it. Does anybody know if there's a way that I can, well, yeah, because there's no way to get it over there. I'd have to find out some streaming software or something like that. I'm sure there's got to be some freaking reaction streaming software that somebody built.
Understand a little bit more. Yeah. I promise that everything in this story is 100% true. Nothing is exaggerated for dramatic effect. Some names I don't mention and some details I don't go too far into or downplay them for the sake of the people around. Timelines might occasionally be a little bit off, but that's just because I've had to write everything from memory from a time that was quite hazy.
Thank you, Ashley.
I asked before embarking on this journey with me that you all respect the privacy of myself and the people around me. You might be compelled to reach out to some of the people that I mention, cast judgment, praise them, criticize them, and I ask you kindly not to. It's my choice to be in the public eye, and it's mine alone. This is the first time my story is on the public record in a concise way. Being in the public eye is strange. The more that I give to you, the less that I get to keep for myself. I don't find the experience of sharing particularly enjoyable. I don't so much like the questions that follow. And I'm not a medical expert, so I don't like to be seen as somebody with all the answers, because I don't have them. And because of the empathy that I feel, I'm compelled to try and help as many people as possible. But the last time I opened myself up to this on a one-on-one basis, I was surrounded by a lot of death, and there simply weren't enough hours in the day. So I ask you, if you need support, please reach out to a professional or use my music as your companion. I shared my story in hopes that somebody who needs it finds it, that it provides hope, that it might ease the suffering for the people like me. I like my solitude, so I ask that anyone who respects the work I make and respects my contribution to the world to respect my solitude. A lot happened in my teenage years, and I didn't live the most normal of lives, but I'll save that story for another time. The important thing to contextualize this story is that I was full of life. I was full of a burning desire to change the world. The flaws in how we interact seemed
Just a little
obvious.
kid.
I believed in people's power to change the unnecessary suffering we inflict upon ourselves.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
was also enamored with music. Music is the closest thing to God that I have. It's a gateway to the unexplainable, and it's a way of communicating the inexpressible.
Check.
There's just one moment I wanted to share with you from the years before I got sick. I was 17 and I felt indestructible. I'm not sure why, but
Guess that means that next week I will have to, well, I guess technically this week, since the week starts on Sunday. Towards the end of the week, I will have to sit down and do chapter 2 and actually do an edited real one so you can watch it. Do it the right way.
my whole life I had this feeling inside myself that I was meant to do something important, not for myself, not for praise, not for personal gain, but something that would change the world for the better. It's hard to describe it without coming across like an egomaniac or having some sort of God complex, but I felt like I had some sort of divine purpose. And I remember feeling this so strongly that one afternoon after school, I stood in the centre of my bedroom and I spoke loud into an empty void. I said that I would single-handedly take on and defeat the forces of evil, and I welcomed them to try their best. Throughout the years, that memory stuck with me, taunting me sometimes.
That's back to Hiren. I remember that. I do remember that.
Flash forward to 2019. I remember the first day I knew something was wrong very well. I woke up in an unfamiliar room in Cardiff, feeling like a raven had perched itself upon my heart. Every time my heart beat, it's like some part of me was aware of the foreboding death sentence that was to come. Some sort of primal instinctive dread. Everything felt wrong, and I felt prosthetic, like I could tear my own skin off and observe though I was watching passively from another room. The night before, I'd been in Cardiff visiting friends in university. It was the end of summer, we'd gone out to a few bars. I wasn't really enjoying myself. That year I'd been struggling with social anxiety, perhaps from years of abusing my brain with a whole pick and mix and selection of party drugs. Engaging with society felt like stepping into the ring with a heavyweight champion. Every single fucking question felt like an oncoming haymaker I had to socially navigate because of my very limited toolkit of charisma at the time. I don't know why I cared about being liked so much, but the more I cared, the less equipped I became to have a simple human conversation. I used to deal with this by getting fucking hammered. That night was no exception. I got smashed, lost my phone, and woke up in a strange apartment. In the bed opposite mine was a snoring rugby player and his girlfriend. Everything just seemed off, and it wasn't a hangover. My first thought was I'd been spiked. I quietly gathered all my belongings and left before anyone could wake up and punch me with a conversation. I wandered around the grey Cardiff in the haze, feeling like I'd just been rigged up to an IV bag full of ketamine and cyanide, and the whole world just seemed off, like I was looking at it through a tunnel. A heavy feeling of fear clung around me like a straitjacket. The only comforting thought was with enough time, rest and water, it would pass. But it didn't. For 8 long years, it didn't. And this is my story of an 8-year-long nightmare. I returned back to my dad's home. He was living with his partner at the time. It wasn't my home, so I already felt uncomfortable and out of place. These unusual symptoms persisted. I figured I'd caught some sort of virus and I'd get better with time. But by the end of the week, things were a lot worse. I took myself to the doctor and he said he thought it sounded viral, that if I went home and got enough rest, it would eventually pass. And it didn't. For 8 years, it didn't. I returned for my second year of university. My brain was full of...
You guys are awesome. I just love you guys. I do. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm like, it's crazy how much I can relate to some of this. I'll one of these days I'll dig through my past and we can hash out some demons.
Fog and my body felt poisoned. There were intermittent days where I felt like a hollow suit of skin.
Hi!
I'd sit in lectures unable to focus and was devoid of any sort of personality. I'd be able to have basic conversations, yeses and nos, but I was stripped of the ability to think spontaneously. It's like my body was taking up so much processing power being sick that I could not have original or spontaneous thought. The most peculiar thing about this was there was a me that was aware that this was all happening and was observing it from outside of myself, locked out, screaming silently, banging on the walls of my mind to be let in, and never successfully. And nonetheless, there I was, like a ghost haunting myself. My usual routine was getting home, running a shower and curling up into a ball to cry underneath the running water, not understanding what was going on. I brought myself to the doctors numerous times during this period, requesting every blood test they'd let me have, often being dismissed and told things like stress from university can cause strange symptoms. But how come no one I knew in university could relate to this? Eventually I was put on a 6-month-long waiting list to see a mental health specialist who did a short 1-page questionnaire and wrongly diagnosed me as hypercycling bipolar and put me on a course of citalopram. After a few weeks it stole my ability to sleep. I was told to stick it out and it would level out and eventually I'd feel more like myself. I stuck it out and I got worse and I pulled myself off it after 2 weeks in a row of sleepless nights and insomnia.
Yuck.
There's something pretty peculiar about being told you're in some sort of spectrum of madness, even if you suspect that you're mad. Your diagnosis finds a way to claw itself into your identity, even if it doesn't belong to you. Ever since I was a child, I'd always be asking what and why and how things worked. I couldn't really accept things as they were without knowing how. I carried into my adult years, and so as the bipolar hammer crashed and sentenced itself into my reality, I began searching online for behaviours associated with it, people's first-hand experiences, what it felt like to be manic. In these earlier days of my illness, the symptoms would fluctuate in severity day by day. Some days I'd be in the thick, tired fog, and other days they'd be more merciful. I began to associate the days of not suffering as mania and would act more erratically on the days that my symptoms were less bothersome. I did things like climbing out of windows of a 6-story student accommodation or get so drunk I'd wake up outside of the university campus lawn. But it wasn't mania.
I don't like heights. That sounds awful. Like,
I just wasn't hurting. I spent one day a week with my therapist, who was teaching me cognitive behavioural therapy. The issue was, mentally reframing unexplainable symptoms caused a lot of cognitive dissonance for me. I was told my anxiety or depression was causing my symptoms, but in reality it was my symptoms which were making me anxious and depressed. So I was in some sort of inescapable bind. I devotedly work on my mental health, following every new tool for coping to the letter, only to have my symptoms get worse, which made me frustrated, raise the intensity of my treatment, only to get even more frustrated as my body seemed to deteriorate. After 6 months, I told my mum I'd happily saw off my own leg with a blunt knife if it meant my symptoms would vanish, and I meant it. I told her if I had to live with this strange feeling for 1 more year, I'd kill myself, and I meant that too. But something happened that winter which showed me firsthand the horrors and the fallout from suicide. I met Joe when I was 9 years old. I remember the first time clearly. I was standing in his living room when he turned to me and he was like, "Watch this." Then he proceeded to climb on top of his sofa and did a front flip onto a stone living room floor. He landed on his back and lay motionless for a few seconds before grinning, getting up, and then doing it all over again. We grew up terrorising the streets of the small village we grew up in, playing knock door run or breaking into people's gardens to play on their trampolines. We stayed friends throughout high school.
yeah, but you get stuff off the bottom shelf for us. You're gifted that way. My back's all fucked up. I don't want to go down there.
Going through various phases together. Joe was comedian of the group. I remember countless mornings after messy all-nighters, Joe would be cracking endless jokes like a professional stand-up routine, and we'd all be in tears laughing. When I started writing my first songs, Joe and Sega were the first people who always knew every word, and they would sing along at the top of their lungs. They gave me a lot of self-belief, and they helped me build the foundation of what I do today, and I owe them a lot for that. That Christmas, I came back home to Wales from university. On Christmas Eve, me and Joe were sat in a pub, and he turned to me, and he told me that he'd fantasised about walking into the sea until he was totally submerged. He had a pretty morbid sense of humour, so I didn't really take him as seriously as I should have. 2 days later, it's 3 a.m, and I get a phone call. It's my friend Ella. She tells me that Joe is on the bridge by my house. He was drunk, he'd called her up, and he told her he was going to jump. I was still half asleep. I fumbled, pulling on whatever clothes I could that were near, and I walked out of the front door, and the winter air stung my face, and it woke me up. Adrenaline kicked in, and I started sprinting towards the bridge. It was about a 5-minute walk, a 2.5-minute sprint.
We'll go through them together. Better together, right?
As I was running, I dialed Joe's number, and I get a busy tone, and I felt relief because it meant he was still alive. I kept hitting redial as I ran, and as I got about halfway to the bridge, the busy tone changes. I get an automated voice note saying the number's out of service, and my heart sunk. I got to the suspension bridge that connects Anglesey to the mainland, and it usually looks very beautiful. I sprint up and down the bridge yelling Joe's name, and there's silence, and it's deafening. And I peer over the bridge into the blackness, and the bridge sits about 100 feet above the water. Hitting cold water at that height is like smashing into concrete. And the waters are notoriously dangerous because of the cross current. I hear nothing, no sounds, nothing. I run up and down the bridge about 2 times before I spot a figure at the end of it, and my heart jumps into my throat, and I run towards the figure, and it's my friend Ricky who's had the same call, and we both run around up and down the bridge and around the surrounding area looking for Joe. More of his friends eventually arrive, and there's nothing. I was about a minute too late. We spent the next week walking up and down beaches with flashlights, and when it's that...
I can't imagine knowing you were that close to being able to stop something like that, and you just missed it. That had to have been. I mean, I know that it was hard on him. You can hear it, and every time he talks about it, but I cannot fathom knowing that you were just that close. I can't.
That dark, every other large rock starts to look like a washed up body.
Yeah, for sure.
We plastered all the neighbouring towns and missing posters, contacting whoever we could, someone who might know something. We checked bank records to see if any money had been withdrawn since he went missing. There was CCTV footage of him walking onto the bridge, but there wasn't any of him coming off. But there were dead zones in the footage, so there was still a small chance he could be alive. I was sleeping about 3 hours a night, pretty determined that we'd still find him. For about 10 days we had nothing, and then suddenly a call comes through while we're all at my friend Miles's house having food. It's the police. A body had been found in the water by the bridge. We piled into my friend's car. I remember being in the back seat in floods of tears, repetitively punching the back of the passenger seat as we drove to the scene. As we pull up, I saw a lifeless body being zipped up into a green bag near a parked ambulance. Its skin was bloated by the seawater, and it wasn't Joe. Someone else decided to jump that day. Joe was never found. It's difficult to truly let go when you can't say goodbye. For months following, I held on to this fantasy that we'd get a call that he'd run away to some European town and he was happy and he was healthy. But that call never came. The time during his inquest was also around the time I was struggling with the side effects of a new antidepressant. I remember sitting in the courtroom feeling like I was listening to the whole thing deep underwater. The judge felt the circumstances surrounding Joe's death didn't mean The judge felt that the circumstances surrounding Joe's death meant that the verdict was left open.
How's it going?
It kind of stung even more to not have an official ruling of suicide. I remember going to visit his mum not long after and witnessing the aftermath of a mother grieving for her baby boy. The silence of his father, the tears of his mother. I decided that day that I'd have to wait until my illness killed me because I couldn't do it by choice. I couldn't put my family through that. Over the next 10 years, I returned to my hometown, only a handful of times following Joe's.
That one hit me pretty good. In a lot of, God damn it, in my really dark times, and I haven't been that bad in a long time. In my really dark times, I remember thinking that was an option, and the only thing thank you. Hope the move in easy for you and yourself. The move and everything was hard as hell, but we're here now, and I love it. Thank you guys so much. When I was going through like my really dark shit, my drugs, and I remember thinking that was an option, that I could just end it. And the only thing that kept me from doing it was picturing my mom's face. And how devastating it would be to her. I didn't think about anybody else. It's been a long time since I thought about this or talked about it. That's the only reason that I'm alive, honestly. Because going through all that, if that wouldn't have been there, neither would I. And I'm so grateful that I didn't, even through struggles and shit. But that part fucked me up a little bit.
Death. My last visit was in the summer of last year. I reconnected with Joe's parents and showed them a song that I'd written, simply entitled For Joe. We cried together, reminisced together, joked, and I'm proud to say that I gave Joe's mum enough money to afford a caravan she told me she'd been saving up for. I felt pretty good. We'd also do a fundraiser for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, who were integral for searching for Joe during that time, and we raised a pretty good amount of money too. Being able to give back in whatever small way I could felt good, and it felt right for all the years Joe had made us all laugh till it hurt. He was a solid person, just a little lost, as we all are sometimes. And I miss him. Life was about to take an even more unusual turn, and I was about to meet the first angel of this story. So stay tuned for that.
I always forget that part. I always forget to tell people to like and share and comment, and I get on autopilot. Thank you. Oh, we're going back. I remember this one. This is gonna fuck me up again, huh?
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from
Good
my
to see you, buddy.
I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside the trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped that whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as hell. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Justin, Sega, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I know myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. Distance is my plaster cast to tell the truth. The day you jump, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the angle. All I find is missing me, man. I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine, not the way that it worked. I was late like a jerk, there's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you, absurd, fuck. Another domino, it falls across the way another's born. How you're supposed to raise a child and give it courage from a storm. In a world that is confusing, contradictions pave our flaws. Some will say we're only human, others judge us for our flaws. Some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tight clothes. Some will die before they live, that's just how the story goes. But for those of us still with us, who reside inside our hearts, tell them proudly how you feel. And for those of us who aren't, freckled angels stand strong, freckled angels live on, freckled angels climb higher, freckled angels still inspire, freckled angels won't forget you, teach me to live my life better. 13 years and still I miss you, now my wings are missing feather. Otherwise I'd come and join you, but for now I'm here on earth, stuck inside this mortal body, but for everything it's worth. Made me braver, made me wiser, made me stronger, made me true, made me face the world with courage, and that's all because of you. Freckled angels laugh the hardest, and their hearts, they are the largest. With their wings, they fly the farthest. So I know you're gonna be okay. Freckled angels live the longest, and their minds, they are the strongest. Oh, their friends, they are the fondest. So I know you're gonna be okay.
Oh, that's the part that got me the first time. I remember that. Fuck. Yeah, that I forgot about. I didn't forget about that one, but I haven't listened to that one in a long time, and I remember that one hit me pretty good. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I told Terry that we were gonna do some postmodern jukebox, so that'll be my last one, and then I gotta go do the Easter dinner thing with the sister and the brother-in-law, and man, I missed this. And Tracy, you're funny. You're like you were hurting this man. I tell you what though, um, I think the hurt is really special to me a lot of the time. Um, the loss just means that we had something that was real and beautiful enough to mourn. Um, the pain of whatever struggles we've gone through means that we're still here to tell the story. Some of that pain is I'm so grateful for it, and I hate it. Like it fucking sucks, but you come out the other side, and it's just I feel grateful. That's all I can say about that. Is I just feel grateful. Okay, I promised I would do postmodern. So, what should we do? Terry, if you're still here, you get to pick since you're the one that told me. All the small things. That was the Avalanche's theme song when they won the Cup 3 years ago. And we're in the playoffs. We just won the first game last night decisively. And I'm thinking that might have to be our theme again this year. See that? See that towel? That's the Stanley Cup towel. Yeah. It's hard to pick just one. Go at, yeah, fellow Coloradan. I'm here. I'm up north. I'm in like Greeley area, kind of. Yeah, go Avs, man. It's gonna be fun to watch, and nothing makes me happier than watching us stick it to Moose right now. Oh, you're not far from me at all. Anything from Morgan James or Haley Reinhart. Okay, let's see. Don't speak. Oops, I did it again. I'll tell you what, first one that caught my eye was Black Hole Sun. And I do love that song, so let's do it. Gabe will have to we'll have to meet up, have a beer or something.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake.
We had to do this. I'm going to be simping over another somebody now. Like social media and media in general is the worst because I see a woman like that and she can sing and she's beautiful and she's dressed in all like like I said, that older style kind of dress. And now I feel like I have another wife. What have you done?
the sun in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the blackest sky looks late. Call my name through the crane, and I'll hear you scream. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come?
I have not. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look her up.
Start a rain, cold and damp, steal the
I feel like I should have dressed better for this.
Times are gone for all.
Can you point your phone at the screen?
Sometimes far too long for sleep. In my shoes, walking slim. In my soul, I pray to keep. Heaven sent hell away. No one sings like you anymore. Black hole sun, I won't check out, wash away the rain. Black hole sun,
I'll have to check her out.
won't you come?
Yeah, Chris Cornell was great, wasn't he? Lane Staley too.
Won't you hang my head, drown my fears, till you all just disappear.
Yeah, right? I'll get this down. I'll get some streaming software. I'll make it better. Oh, for real. Ashley, you're just the sweetest. I adore you. Thank you so much for that. Oh my lord. Okay, so I'm basically going to get directly on social media and follow Haley Reinhart because, yep. New rabbit hole unlocked. For real. For real. There's some other ones on here that I definitely want to check out. Okay. Instagram. Well, you are just amazing. Oh, speaking of wives, now there's Lainey Wilson pops up on the gram. I love Lainey Wilson. I'm definitely gonna do that. That was almost the first one that I picked, but I wanted to let Terry pick. So many rabbit holes, yes. Gotta give Carpet Man a listen. So you guys can email me And I'll try. I've got my link tree. Oh, I put my link tree in my YouTube. So add me on social media and just message me. That'll be way easier. Add my social media, message me, give me ideas for stuff that you want me to listen to, because I want to do the Ren stuff, but I want to do other stuff. I want to learn all the music, and we'll keep exploring new worlds. Jonas Connor yet? I have not. All right. Hurts So Good, Haley Reinhardt. Wait, how do you spell her name? Oh, that's why. Haley Reinhardt. Oh. Yep. Follow. Follow. Carmen has tickets to Friday, but I'm scared I might not make it. Chinchilla, definitely. Loved that. Make Ashley Ahmad. If she wants to be, I don't know exactly what that means, but we can. Ashley, add my social medias and let's chat, because you seem like somebody that I need to know for so many reasons, because you're a wonderful person, and also because you know way more about this apparently than I do. Change mode with this. See you all soon. Bye, Ashley. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off here in just a second anyway. I gotta go do the dinner thing. But guys, it's awesome being back. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to have my studio set up, my lighting. I didn't even have the lighting before. You see the new lights? I got 2 over here too. So I'm gonna get this all set up. Pretty sure I have you on Instagram. Yeah, definitely message me. I really appreciate it, sweetheart. You're all amazing. The amount of support that I got, the people that reached out just to make sure I was okay. You guys, you make me want to be a better person. You make me want to work harder. You make me want to keep going on this. And I'm so happy to be back. And I'm so glad that Bad Wolf talked me into doing this, because I didn't want to do a live for my first video. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I always feel awkward on lives. Like, I feel like I should have a wheel back here and like activities and shit. But I'm glad that he talked me into it. And I'm glad that I got to check out some new videos and just hang. And I will do chapters 2 this week with the editing and all the cool stuff. I am leaving here in just a second. So guys, jump into my YouTube description. Follow the link tree. It's got all my social medias on it. Come talk to me. I'm always around. Like and share. As Tracy reminded me that I need to tell everybody, like and share. And let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you want from me. Let me know. Just let me know. Talk to me. I don't have any friends, so be my friends. Guys, happy Easter. Thank you so much. And I love you all. You're amazing.